This episode of Tekzilla is brought to you by T-Mobile.
Our resident helmet cam expert, Serafina, you may know her as the producer of our daily tips and a general producer around the house here at Tekzilla, has been using Contour's cameras for a while. Contour, basically head mount, helmet mount camera, big switch on the side that she loves so much because it's easy to operate. We thought we'd throw her under the bus and have her test GoPro's 3D Hero system. And here to show us how it works, Ms. Serafina.
How's it going?
Good.
Yeah.
So this is actually, you have, how many hours of, you spend a lot of time on your motorcycle.
Yes.
Primary hobby for you and your future husband. Mm-hmm. And you have shot like hundreds of hours of video, dozens of hours of video?
Between dozens and hundreds. Lots and lots of road trips, couple cross-country road trips.
It's kind of funny, the Contour camera we showed before is basically a big tube with a lens in the front and a switch on the side. GoPro, they've spent a lot of time working on mounts for everything from like crazy, they do a chest mount for people who are like surfers, they do for snowboarders and skiers, they do a mount to go on the front of a surfboard, I think there's suction cups. It's almost like GoPro is about, we're going to attach this camera to anything.
Yes.
So how does the video on the GoPro, like let's start with, you're going to explain the 3D, let's start with the 2D video. How's it compare to the Contour?
I have an older Contour model, and I think the picture quality is a little bit better on the GoPro. Maybe Contour is up their game in recent years, but I do think the GoPro quality is a little tiny bit superior.
So this is a pretty crazy rig. This is the GoPro 3D Hero system, they call it, because it literally is a system. You want to explain what's going on with this mount? Yeah,
so when you buy this, the system, it's $99. You get the case, which you were showing off, a waterproof back, so you can use it underwater as well, and assorted mounting options. As you said before, they pride themselves in their mounting alternatives.
And you need to own 2 cameras along with the $100 system.
Yes, the $100 does not include the 2 cameras, but what it does include is a sync cable. If you spin it around, the orange thing on the back plugs into each camera, and so you can just hit the trigger button once and it starts both cameras at the same time, and it flips around the upside down camera, so you don't have to worry about orientation.
You can see the upside down. One camera's, this camera's upside down, this camera's right side up. It's not really doing the 3D video in the camera itself.
No, that comes in the software, which they provide for free. They have a free version, which is very bare bones. You just import your clips. It converges them to be 3D. You can tweak the convergence controls, vertical, horizontal. You can even tweak the exposure, contrast, and then you export it. They give you a lot of export options, including if you have a 3D TV at home, you can export it to work with that.
Cool. Very cool. You actually posted a whole bunch of videos on YouTube. A lot of people don't realize YouTube actually supports 3D video.
Yes, they do. So here's a video I've uploaded onto YouTube. And YouTube also gives you a few different ways to view the 3D video. But one thing I've noticed on this video is that my bike on the bottom is 3D. That really pops out at you, but everything else is fairly flat.
What's going on? Because I can see that, because I'm looking at this, and the bike is, you're right, the bike is like super 3D, and everything in the distance kind of just flattens out really fast.
Yeah, I think that's partly because the lenses on the camera, on the case design, it puts the lenses very close together. Well,
it's kind of like, I don't know if we can get a tight-in shot, but it's like eyeballs are normally a lot farther apart than those 2 lenses.
Exactly. It's closer together than your eyes are. And so things that are fairly close to the camera work really well in 3D, but if it's, you know, I mean, the cars around me are not that far away, but they still flatten out, and it's a shame.
So you've tried some other ways of testing it. You mounted on the side
Yeah,
of the
so
tank?
this one is my helmet. I stuck it on top of my helmet. This one I stuck it on the side of my frame, and then I also did, because as I mentioned, the software lets you tweak the convergence controls. So this is default here, where my bike is 3D, but again, everything else is not. And so then,
because those cars, as you blow by them, certainly within the rated speed limit, because you are a safe driver.
It is, absolutely. But so then I tweaked the convergence controls, and this one is greatly exaggerated. But the problem with this is that now my bike, which was okay before, is now, as I can see by your expression, you're seeing it too, it's a bit too much. The cars around me now have a better 3D image, but it's hard to, when part of the image is 3D and part of it's not, the convergence controls don't really help that.
I suspect you like the camera.
I do.
You like the mounts.
Yes.
And there are things you'd rather be doing than 3D.
Well, as you mentioned, I'm a fan of the Contour cameras, and they have a GPS model that tracks your GPS locations and lets you put it puts the map of your GPS coordinates alongside your footage, which kind of excites me a little bit more than 3D. 3D is fun though; it's fun to play with.
Do you think they should flip the mounting on the? So I wonder if they can like maybe flip the case design around so the eyeballs are farther separate.
That could be
The lenses.
one option for sure.
I have eyeballs. This has lenses. So 2 cameras. So basically, like a minimum of $300 in cameras, $100 for the kit. So about $400 to get this up and running.
A little bit more than that,
Oh.
actually. They have a few different cameras. The cheapest 1080p camera is $260 for one. And then the cheapest one they have is a 960 camera, which is $180. So that's a little bit more than 300. So it's like 350 at minimum, or 450, excuse me.
Yeah.
And then up
You can
from
rapidly get up considerably higher than that.
Yes.
So, okay, 3D not in your future, Contour GPS might be?
Yes. Yeah.
Excellent.
I look forward to playing with that one next.
And you had a tech question for the audience they might help you solve.
Somewhat. I have a big event coming up, and there will be lots of guests at this event, and I'm looking for the best way to, if everybody's taking pictures at this event, I would like a way to either in real time have everybody be able to view those photos, or after the event, you know, a Flickr group would work too, but I'm sure there are better options, and I'm looking for the best way to do that.
Email us tekzilla@revision3.com. Serafina's photo problem, or Serafina photo sharing in the subject line would be awesome. Serafina, thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
T-Mobile's 4G hotspot's pretty slick. If you got one, you can share the power of America's largest 4G network. Connect up to 5 Wi-Fi enabled devices to high-speed internet for only $19.99 a month, overage free. What's that mean? You can't run out of data. You're not going to get any surprise charges on your bill. That's right. You can share high-speed wireless internet with up to 5 Wi-Fi devices, laptops, tablets like the iPad, music players, portable gaming devices, and more for only $19.99 a month, and that's overage free. So check out T-Mobile's 4G mobile hotspot and get blazing fast speeds on America's largest 4G network with no surprise fees. I like it.